Hi everyone! In this video I'm going to use the new Cricut watercolor markers and gel glitter pens. As always, purchase links and discount information is in the description right under this video. Thank you for using my affiliate link. I will earn a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. These are the two designs that I'm going to be working with today. I'm going to use my new Cricut watercolor markers and my new Cricut gel glitter pens. I think they'll be really fun together. Before we get started, I wanted to show you how you can find the Cricut watercolor card designs in Design Space, or one way you can make your own. So let's go to our home screen. You can search watercolor marker here, and some designs will come up. You can choose to view all, and you'll see designs. Let's go back to our canvas. You can also go to projects on your left toolbar and search again for watercolor markers, and more designs will come up. Today I'm going to be using this GIF design for the basics of my card, and you can see there are two sizes that you can use, R20 or R40 with watercolor cards, or again we see it here for the S40, the square card. So this is the one I'm going to use. Let's go back to our canvas again. If you prefer to design your own, I've gone to images. I searched for flower. Operation type, I went draw only. You can use any of the draw images if you want to use them all in one color. If you want to use different colors, you'll need to use something where you can contour out parts of the image or slice parts of the image out. I'm going to use this one, add to canvas. I'll show you how I did this in green and purple. I'm going to duplicate it. I'll go to contour, and I'm going to take out the stem and keep just the top. Go up to my colors, choose marker, and scroll all the way down for the watercolors, and I selected purple. On this one, I went to contour, took out the top of the flower, and then took out the leftover details, and I have just the stem left. Go back up to your colors, choose marker again, scroll down for the watercolors, and I selected green. Select both together and attach. And there I have the flower that I'm using in my card. For the happy birthday text and the thinking of you text, I selected gel glitter pens. So let's put this aside. Where is that gift? There it is. So I detached it because I wanted to change the colors, but you don't have to. Scroll down to watercolors, and I chose orange. Then I wanted to add text to it, so I just went to text. I typed happy birthday. It's large. We'll bring it down. Ungroup it and make it a little taller. On my text, I went up to colors again, later gel pens, and I chose red from my color. I added stars with watercolors just by going to shapes, choose a star, made it smaller, changed it to pen, and went back to markers, scroll down for watercolor, and I chose yellow for the stars. Select all together and attach. I'm going to be using the R40 watercolor cards, and they are 4.75 by 6.6. You can make the size you're doing within those parameters, but I didn't want my design to touch the edges, too close to the edges. So for the width, I'm doing 5.5, and for the height, I'm going to do 4. And that will fit perfectly on my watercolor card. I did the same for this one, 5.5 by 4. Let's delete these. These two are sized and ready to go, so I'm going to click Make It. Go to my left toolbar and choose On the Card Mat. As you can see, I'm going to be using my 2x2 card mat, and I'm going to be doing this on my Maker 3. I'll click Continue. Design Space is connecting to my Maker 3. Click on Browse All Materials, and I'm going to search for watercolor. We see watercolor cards, Cricut watercolor cards, and we'll select that. You have a warning that you need to move your white star wheels to the center of your machine. That's very important. If you don't move them, they will dent your cards. The card mat and cards are thick, so you want to be sure to do that, and you'll see that in the next part of my video. I'll get set up to draw these. I'll switch to my overhead camera, and we'll continue. Here we are already. I have my card mat ready with 2 of the watercolor cards. I'm using the R40, the largest card. Watercolor paper and watercolor cards are thick. I believe it's 140 pound, something like that. So it does take a little coaxing to get them onto the card mat, but you can do it. Don't be frustrated with it. Get it on nice and straight. As I mentioned earlier, you definitely want to put the star wheels in the center of your mat. You can place your mat there, just hold on to it and center your star wheels. If they're dragging across the cards, they're going to damage the card. You're going to have dents in it, and you don't want that after making a beautiful card. So I'm going to be using the new glitter gel pens launched this week. I'm using purple and red. When I showed you Design Space and how I was making my cards, I misspoke. I said that I selected from the drop-down menu that I selected gel pens. I actually selected glitter gel pens to use, the new ones that came out this week. I have all my watercolor markers except for brown and black. I'm not using that today. I have these all out, and of course Design Space will tell me when to load which color. And if you've never used a water brush before, just take off the cap, unscrew it, and fill it with regular tap water. That's all you need. You don't need any special distilled water or anything like that. Just regular tap water. But you do need this water brush to blend your colors. So we're all set to go. I'm going to load my mat. I'm going to keep an eye on Design Space because I want to be sure that I'm loading my pens in the right order. And there we go. Our drawing's all done. Just close this up. You don't want to rub your hands across the cards. You want to give them a bit of time to set. There we go. Okay, we're going to color our cards. I'm going to see if I can bring this in a little closer for you. That's better. Set this aside. And you can see how beautifully they draw. Just gorgeous. So now we're going to do a little blending. I have my water brush all ready. Let's start with this one. This one doesn't have a lot to do, so it'll be quicker. So we're just going to run our brush along the edges to bring the color out. And you can blend as much as you want or do it as light as you want. That's completely up to you. There is no wrong way to do it. I should have mentioned also you want to have a cloth or a paper towel on hand where you can just dab your brush a little if you find it's getting too wet or when you change colors. You don't want to really put dark colors together because they'll just look muddy. Let's see if I can bring you in closer. That's as close as I can get with my camera. So I don't want to be rubbing along that, so I'm just going to turn my card around and work on this green. It's really fun. And I haven't done a lot of watercolor. I don't have a lot of experience with it. And I was speaking to someone at Cricut, and she mentioned to me to maybe start with something simple, like a simple flower or something like that, until you get used to using the watercolor and the brushes. And I think that's really good advice. Just dab my brush a little. Just keep it a little lighter here for highlight. That's turning out really pretty. And now I'm going to dab it. I don't want to blend the green and the purple together. They're both dark colors and they'll probably look muddy. So I'm not going to do that. And work on the purple. The purple's so pretty. And these pens blend so well. And the water brush is really nice quality. I have some that I purchased from Amazon, and you can see a huge difference in the quality of the brushes. The Cricut brush is really nice quality. So it's really not complicated to do. It's a lot of fun. Blend as much as you want or as little as you want. Make your outlines as dark as you want or as light as you want. Completely up to you. Whatever looks beautiful to you will be beautiful. There we go. I'll bring this one out a little bit. Turn this around. down my brush again. And I've been using just the tip of my brush to pull the colors out from the sides. Now I'm going to flatten my brush a little more just to bring some color into these parts that are not inked yet. But I don't want to make them too dark. I want to keep some highlight. But that's completely up to you, whatever you like. Get my brush a little wetter, but not too wet. You just get it wetter by squeezing it a tiny bit. Don't press too hard. You don't want to flood your card. Just to get it a little wet. This one blended. Squeeze the bristles a little bit. I find them a little too wet. I maybe squeezed it too much. And there we go, my flower is done. Isn't it pretty? I think it's very pretty. We'll give a little more color here. Thinking of you. That's that one. Let's do our birthday present. Okay, I have purple on here. I'm just going to dab it a little bit. Start here so I'm not touching the lower colors. Pretty. And we just continue on like this through the whole thing. So you can fill them in completely if you prefer, or leave some whiter areas to give it highlight. That's totally up to you. Whatever appeals to you. But you can see how easy it is to do, and it's really fun. I bought a little pack of inexpensive watercolor cardstock at Michael's. Super inexpensive. Use a coupon, and I practiced on that at first till I got comfortable with using the water brush. And I continued on with cards after that. And you're just pulling the color away from the sides. I also played with doing a background of watercolor and having my maker draw on top of that with a regular fine, extra fine point pen. And it turned out really cute, really, really cute. So I'll do another video for that, for background. That was all done by hand, and I had the maker draw on top of it. I'll prepare another video for that. You all might be experts with watercolors already. So maybe you already know how to do that. But for those of you who don't, I'll definitely record another video. This one is taking longer. all the little squares. So I will stop the video here and I'll come back and show you how it turns out. So here are my cards all done with watercolor, Cricut watercolor pens, and the Cricut gel glitter pens. Both are brand new and available in Cricut shop. I'll add a link in the description under this video. You'll find the water cards and all the new products in that link. You'll also find discount information there in the description under this video and in all my Facebook groups. I hope this video is going to help you have fun with these new products, and they're really fun to play with. Thank you for watching.